are joined today by Nicole Antonini from YPC Media. YPC Media has been helping thousands of business owners over the past 19 years help to be found, get noticed, and generate more leads. Obviously, having a lead vendor is a great strategy when it comes to marketing and bringing in more leads to write more policies, but it's also good to also have your own kind of self-generated market on the side. So we are so excited to have YPC Media here. And I'm going to pass it over to Nicole so we can go ahead and get started.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelsey. It's an honor to be here today. I was really excited to show you guys what YPC does. So as Kelsey said, I work for YPC Media. I'm the Senior Business Development Executive here. Been here for about 3 years, and I absolutely love it. What this allows me to do is work with specifically insurance agencies on helping you guys grow, on your digital footprint, digital space, be found, get noticed, and generate leads. So a couple things about YPC Media that really separates us from other SEO, SEM companies that you might have worked with in the past. We specialize in insurance. So that really separates us. It's not something that we don't know. We know compliance, we know Allstate, we know State Farm, we know the brands that you guys are partnered with, captive agents and independent as well. The one thing that really separates us is that we are market exclusive. So I'm looking for one agent in an area that wants to dominate that digital space, generate exclusive leads, because once that's booked up, I can't work with any other agent within that 5 to 10 mile radius around that agency. So it's first come, first serve. Our market is booking up pretty fast, but there's definitely areas where we can definitely fill in the spot. Aside from that, we've been in business for a very long time, 20 plus years. Our customer service is amazing. Our girls are absolutely incredible with their clients. Transparency is so important nowadays. We're starting to realize that a lot of companies out there aren't being transparent on where your money is actually going to, how much you're paying per click. So we've decided to give you full access of your actual accounts with us. You have a live link that you can click on throughout the month. Anytime you want to check in and see how your account is doing, it's a live link. But then we also still meet with our clients every 30 days to go over your actual account, make sure that it's working properly, make any edits that we need to help optimize your results, which is really important. Obviously, it's not a set it and forget it by any means. Every market is so different. So what I'm referring to here is your Google presence, but also your Google Ads portion of the campaign. So there are 2 ways you can show up on Google, as you know. The Google Ads space, where you can literally pick and choose zip codes where you're most competitive in, and making sure that you are getting in front of a customer, potential customer, who is actively searching for insurance. So that would look something, like this, for example, an ad that you would see in the ad space. So important, because this allows you to, like I said, pick and choose those zip codes. With us, those zip codes are exclusively yours. So I can't sell those to anyone else. Within those zip codes, we run a call campaign during the daytime, which allows you to get in front of a customer who's in that moment, in that zip code, searching for what you guys offer, whether it's car insurance, life insurance, things like that, and allowing your business to be seen. What I love about Google, I'm sorry if you hear my dog bark, he's going crazy on the balcony. What I love about Google is that it charges you by click, by action actually taken on your ad, not by impression. So I'm a big advocate on Google because I feel like that's the right way to do things. So it allows you to actually track that activity, how many calls came in, the duration of the calls, the number of the phone calls that came in from. So we meet every 30 days to go over that report. This is a great program. If you have a market where maybe in your agency and your surrounding area is just not competitive, or just you're maybe in a rural area that you don't have a lot of people to get in front of, having this campaign allows you to get a little bit outside of that market and have your agency be seen from agents or customers who are actually looking for what you provide. So it allows you to tap into a larger space. while we then work on your online presence in the organic section. So this is where SEO comes in. This is very important because this is going to stick with you somewhat long-term. And as long as you continue to do some kind of SEO effort through your business career, that you are constantly giving Google information to rescan your information, reevaluate you, you are then going to start to grow your organic presence in the map section. So important because 80% of consumers are actually doing their buying decisions in this map section. I know I do. I moved to Charlotte about a year ago, and anytime I'm looking for something new, whether it's a new salon, new chiropractor, I'm doing my research in this map section. So think of how your potential customers are going to find you and searching for you and shopping. So very, very important. But there's restrictions, especially for a captive agent, more so than independent, is making sure that you're not putting yourself in a position where you're constantly competing against your biggest competitor, which is another captive agent with the same brand, especially. So that is also why we're market exclusive, because I'm not looking to work with every State Farm agent in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm looking to work with maybe one or two max, and making sure that they are the most competitive, prominent, or dominating the space right here. So if you ever wonder how Google actually ranks you guys, it's based on obviously the algorithm, but breaking that down a little further, it's based on your prominence score. So who is more prominent? Basically your online popularity, your Google review count, photos. These are all things that we help you with to make sure that not only are you coming up higher on Google, but that you're winning that customer over. You're building a brand within a brand. So we help you kind of set that up, separate you from other agencies. And relevance score is just as important, if not more important, because this is where Google is really going to distinguish who is more relevant to what a consumer is searching for. So I was giving this example the other day because I was craving lasagna. I'm Italian from upstate New York, and I moved to Charlotte. That you can't compete with upstate New York Italian food. So I was craving lasagna, and I'm looking for restaurants that offer that. Google is not going to show me every Italian restaurant near me, right? Because not everyone provides lasagna. It's a pretty specific meal. It's going to then do the heavy lifting for me and do the research and look for a business or a restaurant that provides that menu item. And so same idea, because that is now making it more relevant to what I'm searching for. So think of you as Google, okay? Google is going to do its heavy lifting to search for someone who's searching for life insurance or even pet insurance, something so specific. If those key terms are not on your business information or your website, your Google listing, your directories, well, why the heck would Google want to refer you for that search, right? So we help you find the missing pieces that are not included in your Google listing, your websites. Even if you're a captive agent, we can help you fix all of this. Make sure that you are more relevant than your competitors in your area. If there's any questions, okay, perfect. So the more relevant you are in Google's eyes, the more likely Google's going to want to refer you for multiple types of different searches. So it's important. We do all of that for you. You don't really have to do much, which is awesome. So it's one less thing that you have to worry about. You can focus on running your business. Now, as you become more relevant here, the goal is to make sure that Google is favoring you versus your competitor so that you are dominating that online space. As that happens, you're always going to have competition. You're never going to be the only person on Google. I wish I could do that. I'd probably be a millionaire if that was the case. But as prominence, that's where the prominence comes in, making sure that you're getting found, but that you're getting noticed enough to convert that view that you're getting into a customer's action. What is going to make a customer choose you in your State Farm or Allstate agency or independent agency when they see everyone else in your area? What is going to make them choose you versus your competitors? What separates you? I'm sure your team is awesome. Maybe there's bilinguals in your team, or you're a veteran, you're doing a ton of community service. This is your chance to connect with a potential new client and win them over. Maybe you love bringing your dogs to the agency. People love animals, right? So it's a great way for you to connect with a customer and convert that view into a customer's action. So this is where constant posting comes in. We need to add content. We need to build your brand within a brand. So making sure that we're adding content regularly. We collect content from your Facebook. You can send us photos. We make sure they're all meta tagged and geotagged and posted on your Google listing regularly. This is really what's going to help you win that customer over. And then proximity. So this is kind of based on your distance. The way that a captive agency is set up through that subsidized program that most of you guys are on is really restricting your ability to grow into a larger digital space. Because think about it, that subsidized program, nothing against it. I think the first year is great to have, but if you're looking to be competitive and really grow, you can't be doing the same thing as everyone else is doing, right? And then expect a different result. So if everyone's on this subsidized program, it becomes very difficult for one agent, yourself, to grow against all these other agencies locally. And that's where we come in. That's why we're market exclusive again. So what we do is set you up as a hybrid account. That tells Google that you have a storefront. People can come to you, see you, meet you in person, which is great. You also have a service radius. Now, however, that captive company usually sets every insurance agency up as a storefront. And basically that tells Google that a customer can only be served your services if they walk into your agency, just like a Starbucks, for example. So think about it. That really limits your ability to grow outside of even a 2 to 5 miles of your agency. I'm sure you've done some research, and maybe when you're back at home, even 10 miles away from your physical agency, you probably haven't seen yourself on Google. And it's because Google is then going to say, well, that agent can't service that far away. So I'm going to show you someone who's local, because they provide the same thing. All these State Farm agents are the same. They have the same services, same pricing. So Google is going to think that you're a franchise and just show the next agent that's closer to the customer. That's not good. We want to make sure that our client is growing into the larger digital space. So we're going to set you up as a hybrid account. And that tells Google exactly what I mentioned. It's going to give you a physical storefront, but also a service area. So now Google has a better understanding your proximity, your ability to reach in a bigger space. Okay, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to move forward back to the Google ad space. Very, very important. This allows you to, while we're working on your SEO, your organic presence, to now get a little bit more strategic on where do you want your ads to show up pretty immediately. Within 10 business days or so, we get all the ads approved. We make sure that it's running properly and lock in those zip codes for you. The campaign is live and approved by Google. And within like the first month or so, you're going to see some awesome activity come in either through the call campaign during the daytime. Why we do that is because we want to take advantage of your awesome team that's there during the daytime. Make sure that when a customer now is looking for what you guys offer, that you're getting the visibility. When someone then clicks on your ad, that generating a call right into your agency. So it allows you to get into that right in front of that customer immediately, have a conversation with them so that your team can do what they do best and hopefully bind that policy on the spot. These leads are exclusively yours, obviously. They're coming right into your agency. The after-hour campaign would be live from the hours that you're closed, obviously. So let's say from 6 p.m. to midnight, we would run an after-hour campaign, allowing us to still collect that lead. And then you guys can work that lead in the morning as you come into the office. But we put tracking codes in here. We want to make sure that we can really separate the activity from your organic presence versus your Google Ads campaign. So we try to track this as much as possible. We're going to be able to tell you how many calls you got and the duration of the calls, even the phone numbers. Google is starting to release that as well, which is kind of crazy because that should go against privacy policy, but they are. So I'll take it. My clients love that. And then for the after hour campaign with different captive agency, things are a little bit different from Allstate and State Farm and Independent. Obviously, I'll have a lot more flexibility there, but State Farm, I'll be able to put a tracking code, track all the quotes that have come in through your mysfdomain.com dashboard. Allstate, I'd have to create a separate landing page that does not mention Allstate, so we can track that activity as well. But we'll be able to tell how many quotes actually came in. Can't tell you the lifetime of that quote. The two systems don't communicate with each other, unfortunately, but I'll be able to tell you how many quotes you've gotten. And then my clients will usually take their closing ratio on their asset.com lead to try and identify a closing ratio there too. So this is a more aggressive campaign. We charge a management fee for us to set up or there's a setup fee and then a management fee for us to manage the campaign throughout the year. Every month you have an account review with your account manager to go over your data. You have access to your account as well through our live link. And then your costs for the ads are set up separately through Google. Google is going to charge you per click, so you know exactly how much money you are spending per quote, per click, per activity. I can't tell you how many of my clients had no idea how much what they're even getting with their subsidized program. I never want that to happen. I want you to know exactly what you're getting, what the results are, how we're doing all of it. I want you to be involved as much as we can so that you have a better understanding of how this works. So that is the difference between the Google ads and the SEO portion. Do you guys have any questions? I know I've been talking a lot. Let me see. I don't think so. And then if you guys want to set up a time for us to chat individually and see if your market is open, I can't guarantee that it is. I can check to see if you guys are able to work with us and kind of go through our plan and see if it's something that, you know, maybe I recommend starting with the SEO first, given that 3 to 4 months before we start with the Google ads, depending on what your situation is right now as we stand. We can set up a time to meet individually and go through your current plan, make sure we're not duplicating efforts, duplicating monies, and then start from there. So aside from the Google section, which is definitely my preference, you have to think of yourself as a consumer, you know, so where am I going to be searching for? If I already know what I need, it's going to be on Google. So making sure that you're dominating that space. Now, if you're looking for more brand awareness, maybe you're newer to the market, or maybe you have a new product that you want to advertise. I know State Farm has, or I think some Allstate agents in South Carolina now have access to pay-per-mile, things like that. So this is a great, social media also is a great way to create a brand awareness campaign. Now, brand awareness campaign is very different than a per-click or a SEM, search engine marketing campaign, because brand awareness, you're getting in front of someone who maybe did step foot on a car dealership and just purchased a car, and we're constantly retargeting them. It takes about 7 times for someone to see an ad to actually take action, but they maybe weren't in that particular moment shopping for insurance. So the results as far as action taken is different. And that is why Facebook, Instagram, they are going to be charging you by impression. So their job is to have your ad seen. So whether someone clicks on it or doesn't, you're getting charged by impression. But it's a great way to get your name, your information, your business out there in front of someone who could potentially be searching for insurance in the next 30 to 60 days because they just purchased a car, for example. So keeping that brand top of mind. Whereas Google, it's a little bit more instant, more immediate, but it is getting competitive. So the cost per click is starting to go up. That is why it's important to stay market exclusive, so we don't constantly tap into each other's markets. So that is all I have for you guys right now. We have a ton of different programs too. If you're independent, we have website design. We also have digital business cards. We have a ton of different things that we offer, but this is usually the first step that we want to make sure that every business is dominating the space. So important. I think this has been our busiest 1.5 to 2 years since the pandemic, or prior to the pandemic, because people are realizing this is a new norm. People are going to be shopping online. So very, very important. Do you guys have any questions?
I have not seen any come in, which tells me that you were very concise.
You
Um,
can, yeah, there you go.
I do have a couple questions though, while we wait. Oh, you know what? Actually, one just came in.
Yeah,
Are you able to kind of give us a breakdown of pricing?
sure. So depending on if you're, to be honest, I don't know if everyone's a captive or a mix of independent as well. So captive agencies, we have different levels of packages that we can start with. We have a silver, gold, and platinum for the SEO portion, and that starts at about $250 a month. And it obviously goes up from there depending on how aggressive, the radius that you want, all that good stuff. The independent is a little bit different. There's a lot more things that we can actually do for you guys, obviously. So it starts at about $300 a month and goes up from there. And then for the Google ads, there's a $500 setup fee, but we will waive that because of our partnership with this webinar as well. So the setup fee would be waived, and it's $166 a month for captive for us to manage the campaign, get all the ads approved by corporate, all that good stuff, and then meet with you every 30 days as well. Not including the ad spend, that would be separate. That would go directly from Google.
Nice. I mean, for those of you who have been on our Leads as a Marketing Tool webinar, which we typically give to agents who aren't yet sold on how leads can help grow their business. One of the major themes of that presentation is going over current data, which shows that spending over 15% of your total annual revenue on marketing has been shown to lead to significant revenue growth, compared to agents spending like less than 5% of their annual revenue on marketing. So, you know, hearing these prices, obviously, like putting money towards marketing is one of the best things that you can absolutely do to grow your business. And it can be hard. Like knowing how to do all of this yourself, I can't even imagine even like understanding where to begin. So having some sort of resource like YPC sounds like it would just make your life a lot easier, to be honest. So yeah, definitely an advocate for marketing. We have at QuoteWizard have the same ideology as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you guys know firsthand, you're getting thrown in so many different directions, hiring, training, managing, running a business. And even from the corporate standpoint, by the time you learn how to even post on Google, they throw something new on you. Like now you got to post on Facebook, and it's overwhelming. That's the one thing that I always hear is like, I don't even know where to start. And so then you get stuck not doing anything. And that is so scary, because if you're not doing anything and someone in your market is, you are literally giving away leads, current client, like potential leads in your own backyard, that those are your long-term clients. We need to make sure that you are captivating those agent or the potential clients and making them yours, and not throwing them away to someone else who just so happens to post every now and then. And that's something that we can do for you, you know, one less thing you got to worry about. So definitely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like I mean, when it comes to like SEM, for example, and having like blog posts and getting recognized through key search words that way, what are some things that agents can do? I mean, you mentioned social media, but like, what does that entail? Like, what avenues do you generally recommend as far as like platforms and frequency of posting and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. So we recommend definitely now more than ever, Google is actually looking on your Google posting. So that's kind of a newer feature that Google rolled out in the last like few years. And during the pandemic, the algorithm is taking huge notice on the content that you're posting on Google posting option, not just the photos, but the actual content as well. And so we created a new program too to help fulfill that, because if Google wants us to do it, we have to do it so that we're in good graces and that Google wants to favor our clients top of Google. So definitely start to notice that on your Google listing. It's very, very important. So even taking some photos from your Facebook page and transferring over to your Google listing in the meantime, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we just got to kind of give Google information and keep them on it's in our good graces. Social media, Facebook, very important as far as Google is actually scanning Facebook for content constantly. It's become almost like a search engine platform too. So Google is constantly searching for those key terms content, making sure that you're not just posting a photo, but you're actually adding key terms in the actual post so that when Google scans that information, it helps you as well. And I would say at least 1 to 2 times a week, it's really good. I can have, if you guys wanted to schedule an appointment, I can give you a free calendar that I've created for a lot of my clients on what kind of content to post, basically a blueprint for a month. Content to post, what people are looking for that's like fun. You know, insurance is not the sexiest thing to talk about or even look at, to be honest. You guys know this, but it's important and you have to somewhat connect with a customer. So what to post, what time to post, where to post, I can give that to you. So you at least have a starting point. You can give this to one of your team members that is a little bit more tech savvy and have them kind of take the lead on it to get something off your plate. That's also an option too.
How important would you say like LinkedIn and Instagram is?
Instagram is definitely becoming more and more important. People, depending on the clientele that you're going after, are going to be on Instagram more so than Facebook. Facebook is a little bit more of an older crowd, but also good because insurance, you're going to want more of a quality lead. Instagram is definitely important, but I do feel that a lot of my clients get overwhelmed on all of these platforms and not know where to start. And I definitely understand that. I mean, even in my own personal business, I get overwhelmed on where to post, what to post. And so what we can do is identify your pain points first. Think of where a consumer is going to be searching first. It's Google. Instagram, Facebook, that is more brand awareness. If you think about it, the people that are liking you on Facebook and Instagram are probably your current clients or friends and family. So don't get too wrapped up in the day-to-day posts on those platforms yet. Now, unless you're wanting to get to grow that, then we can run a Facebook or Instagram ad for you to get in front of new potential clients that aren't your current clients and family and friends. I would start there first, get in front of a ton more people. Because if you're just posting to your own friends, family, and current clients, then you're just wasting almost time. It's a lot of energy that goes into that. You're not getting new business from that. You're just constantly, just maybe kind of keeping them up to date on what's going on in the agency. So we would recommend starting with running an ad to get in front of more people and then start a posting campaign where we're actually posting a little bit more regularly. LinkedIn, I would say definitely spend time on that more so. Me personally is my recommendation on LinkedIn because that can help you with team members. Okay, so if you're posting the fun things that you're doing at your agency, community service events, they're going to be doing their research. If you're in an interview with someone, they're going to look on there as well. So there's so many different aspects, obviously, think about lead generating, but also building your team is also important. So running ads on LinkedIn for team members is a great opportunity. As far as posting, not so much lead generation, but like I said, these other elements that a business is going to need, that's where I would focus on too if you're looking for a team member. And we do that as well. So we run recruiting campaigns on LinkedIn as well.
Nice.
You need help with that.
I know LinkedIn, like the ads especially, have been super helpful for a lot of our agents. So I mean, it sounds like,
but helpful.
What's that?
A little bit more expensive than what you're used to for Google, but definitely very, very helpful.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of moving parts. So it's good that you guys are offering this service to kind of just take it off the agent's hands. All right, well, any last minute questions? We've hit the 30-minute mark. So if you guys have to get back to your day and you don't have any questions, feel free to hop off. But we've got Nicole here. She obviously knows a lot about generating leads through Google ads and having an online presence. So feel free to ask any last minute questions.
Yeah, is there a way for me also to, will you send out my email and information so that they have that? Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
Awesome.